So guys, we're at TES Studio right here, and we got Brian, and he's gonna help us figure out which kit to get, because there's two RGB kits you can get for the Tesla Model Y, and it gets complicated because this kit is like a little bit less in price than this kit, but there's so much different in terms of installation and reversibility. So I'll let Brian explain that, and maybe if you guys have questions, you can ask down below. So Brian, help us out.
So when it comes with the RGB, right, the 64 colored one, you're actually getting a strip that goes inserted on the door panels itself, right? Which would actually be basically placed through here, up until here. And then a difference that the laser carving has is instead of it actually being on that insert, right? You're basically gonna be replacing that original chrome fitting, right? With the aftermarket with the light embedded in it, right? That's where that
well, that's
wire
pretty
comes
crazy. Like you can actually see this is where the lights are in underneath here, right? So it shines out. It looks like really factory.
Yeah.
But then you actually have to, so you have to drill these out. So if this was the original factory part, which this is, now it's kind of modified.
Yeah, it's modified. So the reversibility of it is a little on the difficult side because if you want to go back to original and stuff like that, although you do have your original parts, it would be a little bit difficult to have it fit as well as it did once before, right?
Oh.
And then that same thing goes with the dash itself, right? As for this one, right, in order to even pop these out, you either have to drill them out with the Dremel or honestly just pop them off, right? But like I said, these are the pieces for the dash itself, right?
Just the pieces are even bigger, right? It's like a whole kit here versus this kit right here. This one is the RGB 64 Ultimate,
yeah,
right? And this one is, what's it called?
The laser carving.
Laser carving,
yeah.
Okay.
And then major differences that this kit has as compared to that one, right, is these actually have a backrest light as well, right? You also get a center console module that basically replaces your original one that sits, give or take, around here.
Yep.
As compared to the RGB 64 colored one is an app on your phone itself, right? And then you do get in the center console, you replace your original one, but this is a whole separate one, so you keep your original.
Oh, so this is a piece that goes in to the center console. And does it have the buttons here to change the lights?
So this kit itself does come with the button, right? And then basically both of these kits do have the ability to have a rhythm option, which basically means you can have it hooked up to any type of sound, whether that's talking, whether that's clapping, whether that's with music itself, but it goes based upon sound. But like I said, this one doesn't have a backrest, but you do get all 4 strips of lights that would basically sit on all 4 door panels, here to here, same thing back here. You're gonna be having light here to here, which kind of the laser carving has the exact same things for the back door. So you're not losing much on the back doors for the RGB.
Yep.
And then when it comes to the dash for the RGB, the light strips actually sit in here as compared to when you're getting the laser carving. It
just sit right here, right?
Fitting. Yeah.
Oh, which one is like more visually appealing, to have it here? Wait, did you say it was right here?
No, it's basically up here.
Oh, so it's just up here.
Yeah, so it's inside there.
It's tucked
on the
underneath?
Side, yeah,
Oh.
on the darker side. So when you are having it on and stuff like that, we have seen that it is brighter getting that RGB 64 colored one.
What?
Because
it shows right out.
Yeah.
And this one's covered by a grill that you have over here, because this is underneath here. Okay. Oh, interesting. Interesting.
And then also with the laser carving itself, right, it does come with a
tweeter pod?
The tweeter pod to basically change this out, right? And
that's why I actually see on some people's cars. It looks pretty cool, actually.
Yeah. But like I said, you are, if you're looking for something that's very simple, something that you can take off if you ever decide to sell your car or whatever the case may be, I would definitely go with the RGB 64 colored one instead of the laser carving, because it is more in the installation.
Right, and it's the pricing is more expensive, the installation is more expensive, and it's also not quite as reversible, right?
Correct. Yeah.
I wonder if you had leased a Tesla and you return it after you reverse this mod, would they kind of reject that because you're actually modifying it and drilling stuff out?
Yeah. So
right?
when it comes to like the leasing portion of it, right? They tend to not allow you to actually do aftermarket parts, or if you do, obviously you're not going to get what you paid for, or in the case of they would do some type of surcharge or whatever the case may be because they aren't original or they aren't originally sitting in its positioning that it's supposed to.
I guess there's one way around it. You can actually buy the original part from OEM.
Correct. Yeah, there is that, but obviously that's a whole extra cost for when it comes to one, the door panels, two, the dash itself.
Oh, that too.
Yeah.
That's a lot of parts.
Yeah.
Right. And plus, this one doesn't sit as bright as this one.
Yeah, so what we've seen is
Yeah.
this one's sitting a lot more brighter when it comes to, because obviously the LED strips are kind of exposed, right? As compared to, like you said, the grill on that one is actually covering it, the lights itself.
Nice. And then this one that has this to turn it on and off, or the app, versus the other one has kind of the controls integrated on your center console.
Correct. Yeah.
Would you say, like, what is the functionality of this? Is this like just turn it on and off?
No, so basically if you hold it down,
Yep.
it turns it off. If you hold it down, it turns it on, right?
Yep.
But if you press it every single time you press it, it changes the mode of it.
Yep.
If you want to take a look.
There's different color modes.
Yeah, so this is basically the app that it comes with, right? It comes with ability to turn it on, turn it off.
Yep.
Single color and an automatic. When you're kind of connected to the car, it has more options, right?
Yep.
But since it's not connected to any car right now, there's very limited.
Right.
But anything that says rhythm actually goes with based upon the sound, right?
Yep.
And you also get a color wheel
Yep.
that you could set up as whatever you truly want.
That's pretty sweet. That's pretty sweet. I think this is like the kit to go for. I think honestly, you kind of sold me on the cheaper option,
Yeah.
but you know you're looking out for the customer too because you're just fully transparent. I love that.
Yeah.
So like it's cheaper to buy, it's cheaper to install. The only thing you're missing out is the light on the back seat, right?
Yeah,
you don't
which
get the
basically
light
sits-
back there, right?
Yeah, which basically inserts here. But like I said, if you're not, if you really don't mind that, you're still getting door
Yeah.
lights on the door panels. You're
Yep.
still getting lights in the dash itself and stuff like that. So you're not really losing much.
Yeah. Cool. And in terms of like installation, like how tedious is it to install like these kits? Like I know this one is very tedious because you gotta do that. But let's just say if you want to install the door strips on the doors, like do the panels have to come off?
So what we've learned to do, right, is actually insert the lights when the door panel's on the door itself, right?
Yep.
Because you do get the leverage of the door as you're pushing inwards, right? So with this one, the most tedious part that you're gonna come across is basically the wiring of it, because this wiring right here basically goes from the middle rear all the way to each 4 doors that have to get fished through all
The
of these rubber grommets that basically go from the inside to the car to the actual door panel itself, and it has to go through every single one of these doors itself.
Oh, it's the same wire.
Yeah, so it's all, whether you're getting this kit or that kit, you're still gonna have to remove door panels, the window itself, but you are having less work to do because these itself, like I said, in order to make these pieces fit, it's in either the dash or the door panels itself, you do have to drill them out, pop them out, whatever the case may be, and sit them so it could sit perfectly on each side to your liking.
Dang, that's crazy. Well, I think that was a very comprehensive comparison between the laser carving RGB kit and Ultimate 64 RGB kit for the Tesla Model Y. Now, is there like a model difference where this might fit in most models and this one might not fit in other models?
So for this one itself, right, the one thing you for sure need is to run the AMD harness in the rear, which is this right here, right? Which is a 26 pin that goes plugged up in the rear right below the vent itself, if you want to take a look at it.
Let me go on the other side. You can show me how that pops out.
So basically the connection to that harness that I was referring to, right, basically sits behind this.
Yep.
And all you had to do is basically get a pry tool, a plastic
Yep.
pry tool, whatever the case may be, go from the bottom side so you could pull it towards you. That would actually allow you to see that connector, whether it's a 20 pin, which turns out to be a Intel Atom, or
Yeah.
a 26 pin, which is actually the AMD version of the harnesses for the car.
Ah, but like, would one kit work on a certain car or not work on a certain car?
No, so basically, these kits are basically made for the 3 and Y.
Yeah.
It won't work for the Model S or it won't work on the Model X, right?
Yeah.
And then when it comes to these cars, right, whether that's a 3 or Y,
Yeah.
you're looking at the year. It tends to be the transitioning year from the AMD to the Intel, from the Intel to the AMD.
Yep.
Is actually around like 2021.
Yep.
So basically, kind of anything 2021 plus, you're looking at it actually being able to fit for both kits. Itself.
Okay, so 2021 both, you can handle both.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, but prior to 2021,
it will be a little difficult, and you will have to contact Hansha to see whether they actually have a different harness that would be compatible with said year.
Okay, cool. So, okay, great. I think that was very, very helpful. Do we miss anything, or is that pretty much it?
That's pretty much it for the portion of this.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you so much for explaining the difference between the two kits. If you guys have questions about the kits, you can ask down below. There's also coupons where you can get the kits directly from Hansha. There's some discounts. Plus these guys right here, they're TES Studio. So if you come down here, they'll install it. And if you see the other videos we did, they install it in record time. There's usually more than one person working on the vehicles. They have experience. They have warranty. You guys warranty your installation too, right? Because
yeah, so you get a 6-month warranty on all installations, and then even though you do get that 1-year warranty with Hansha, in most cases we do carry a lot of their products, so therefore most of the time we could replace them here in-house basically.
There you go. So you heard it from yourself. That's TES Studio. Come down here and they'll take care of you whether you're going for the Ultimate 64 RGB kit here, and that's the laser engraving kit over there. So if you have any questions, let me know, but that's pretty much it, and that's a wrap for this video. That's TES Studio right here, over and out. Peace.